Okay, Fambulem, una ado. This na exactly 8 o'clock. As we been promised, una today we get we usual program what we can do na the then and now, where we invite stakeholders them for can talk about the elections na Sierra Leone. And as we've been promised, una today we get we guest, but he will come introduce himself. And this person, Nina, the CEO of Advocate for Good Governance Sierra Leone, and he don't do some work na Sierra Leone, but you can't tell una in details, waiting he don't do. And but today we will focus on elections and how the elections for be peaceful and how Sierra Leoneans them, the ordinary voters and even politicians, they how them for conduct themselves prior, during, and after the elections. So I no go on for Bona much with Boku talk first for now. I just want little guest introduce himself. So over to you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. As some of Una could sabi this voice now, and I'm sure some of Una, when they watch this program this night, go probably be me followers them. When they follow me, either on Facebook, Twitter, or WhatsApp. My name is Sister Rugie once more, the CEO of the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone. I get me office na Salon, we're based in Waterloo, and we don't do so much in the Republic of Sierra Leone. I can go and come and not take self work command as alone less than 5 months. So yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, thank you so much for that brief introduction. Brief, I mean, like when you talk about yourself, and we get to go deep into issues them about your organization, about what you they do. But I just want for welcome family them with the watch we the viewers them like this na the then and now. Me na Psycho John Barry we can present to una programs them, and the CEO Prince will not say they around the watch. Sister Rugi, tell me more about this your organization.
Well, actually, Namina, the CEO of the Advocates for Good Governance Sierra Leone, where we already registered in the Republic of Sierra Leone more than 4 years ago. So we actually the advocate for a good governance system, whereby if we notice say the government not the acts towards the interest of the people or the government itself, they compromise democracy, we always step in and for point out some of the shortfall practices and also give recommendations when they take into consideration. However, if you then put them into practice, then obviously it will help follow the country progress, where it will benefit the citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And during the coronavirus pandemic, I also use my public health background where I get for where then connects me from here directly in Sierra Leone channels and the like of SLBC, AYV. For that, just give me input as I get the background of public health. So I use the opportunity once again for step in that regards. And the staff that I get na Salon are also able to prepare them using my background, public health background, for make sure say they give effective contributions. And from time to time as well, we also they collaborate with organizations in Sierra Leone for how we go work together for the interest of the people them. But more or less we focus on the advocacy side.
Okay, thank you very much for that. But people may wonder how effective your organization would be if you there in England, then while the office there in Freetown or Sierra Leone, then how effective the organization is.
Well, actually, that's the reason why we get people, and not to be one grand in the organization. We get executive members them na London, we get executive members them na the US, we get executive members them in the country itself. I get staff them na Salo where they work together in terms of the advocacy side, in terms of development, and while at the same time, me they explore the social media for make sure say I pass constructive messages and for educate with people them as well. And also they go more frequently in the Republic of Sierra Leone for implement and or puts implementation in place from time to time.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, some of we been done to follow you a bit na social media where they talk on governance issues, you don't talk about peace. So what in you take on these elections? How una organization they prepare for contribute like towards these elections for make it be peaceful and what you don't do?
Well, as the CEO of the organization, as I say, I've been supposed to go as alone, actually, for go a big program as a result of this election aspect. But unfortunately, something where unforeseen circumstances prevent me from doing so. So again, I don't begin for come back on social media vigorously for make sure say I educate with people I'm using all the social media platforms were accessible to me. For now we go past constructive messages for prepare the minds of the Sierra Leoneans. Would that actually then they look for? If politicians then go try for convince them how they go able for examine that politician there for let them go for convince this politician we don't come approach we is capable for deliver, is capable for move the country forward rather than just go there try for convince them play on their intelligence. So I use the social media platform for educate to people for sensitize them for make them go look up for various things them we will help them for make informed choice and or decision.
Okay, thank you very much. And you touch on something where really Sierra Leoneans them can bring out. Like during, for example, me engagement with so many people, they will tell you, say, wait, hold on. For the past 60 years, government then don't fail we. You they see then they come, talk to we fine, we they want power. But as soon as they get power, then distance themselves from we and then they fail. Like they are consistent in failing. So you don't talk about something, say, una they teach, una they talk to people and for able pick out then a good politician or something. So what in are then tricks them day? You tell Fambulemba.
Well, actually, I try for identify the leadership skills quality where they particularly able for put the Sierra Leoneans in a convenient pathway for let them able to analyze and or critique the information when they give them from time to time from politicians them. Because there are politicians out there where go to the citizens, them try for play on their intelligence, for example, telling them that I go do this, I go do this, I go do that. But if you're not able to obtain and or sustain the basic skills, what are the basic needs? Water, nobody they were able to live without sanitation. Food, nobody know they were able to live without food. Accurate medical care at the time of needs, nobody know they were able to live without them. If you don't then at the governance system, you're not able to maintain the necessity. How you go able to convince other people and for sure say you are the best candidate for take the country forward? So we try to point out some of them things there. And some of the messages them where are they disseminate on the social media, where are they ask rhetorical questions. The rhetorical question not simply means say are they look for an answer, but are they simply ask the rhetorical questions for prepare the minds of the people them if then they're in a own position, how then they try for critique candidates where they can try for capture their minds, them convince them by using false promises for making them go able for votes for them. So I can ask them, I say, well, ask yourself a question. If somebody say, me a leader, how are you ready for display in leadership skills? The other question I can ask when a rhetorical question includes, say, I want for lead. If you want for lead, what is the reason will make you want for lead the Republic of Sierra Leone? And then in addition to that, I also ask me a leader. If you're not a leader, how you intend for lead the people them? There comes the question where I try asking the rhetorical question and sometimes try for give an answer as well. For instance, we always preach and or talk about the characteristics where we consider for be good governance. There are 8 characteristics where we consider for be good governance. And whenever you compromise one characteristic, obviously it compromise the rest of the characteristics what we consider say if any political party or political leader or candidate intend for implement the 8 characteristics of good governance, obviously in government will become successful. What are some of the 8 characteristics of good governance? Participation. Whenever we get a president in the Republic of Sierra Leone, he creates the pathway for let people participate on his or his government or her government system. Then obviously it don't include the people. It don't ready for listening to the voice of the people where feel things and they go well. So if a government try for compromise the participatory aspect, then obviously they don't begin to compromise the good governance aspect. And what's the other one, the rule of law. Whenever we get a governance system in the Republic of Sierra Leone, then we ready for take orders from above. Then obviously go realize that the people where then they become marginalized and suppressed and or deprived, then will become more and more and more in Sierra Leone. For instance, I can go and go see advantage on you just because I get connection at the governance system, and they do everything for let you not get justice. And there comes to the selective justice. When you got, if you get a governance, then they particularly focus on selective justice, then obviously they go realize that government don't begin to dance in one way or another. Again, we talk about transparency because I've been there talk about transparency. A government where no one follow the audit them simply means that they are not transparent. A government where no one for making them ask them questions, it simply means that they are not transparent. A government where no one for make them effectively monitor what they do, obviously that government is not transparent. And when that happens, then good governance don't begin to compromise. And we talk about equality and inclusiveness, where always they talk about and sensitize the people where right now as I'm talking, if you're not going on YouTube, all of them things there, then they any government where try for exclude others them, for let that government they go succeed, obviously go take them a milestone. For example, any opposition party, they are just a waiting party. Opposition party not for be an enemy, because they just sit down for wait for their time for come back in the governance system. However, and unfortunately and sadly, if you become the president in the Republic of Sierra Leone, you try for put segregation, try for oppress the opposition party, try for suppress the opposition party, try for dismantle the opposition party, then obviously if you are now in a governance whereby you not get any opposition party for oppose what you do, then you go realize that things they become fall apart because you just they do as you feel like doing. And then another for exhaust all of them. The last one, but these are some of the out of the 8. And the one I have to talk about is accountability. Government were not accountable to the service delivery, not a responsible government. Government therefore be accountable in anything what they do. Anytime when they put them practices into question, therefore you will forgive a clear reason as to why they do this, as to why they spend these funds, as to why they use the methodology when they use for spend the taxpayers' money. If they're not able for responsible for account for that, obviously that government is a completely reckless government. So okay. These are 8 characteristics of good governance we'll therefore take into consideration if we want to build up a system where will be an effective and productive and meaningful governance system in Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you don't highlight then good governance characters here, or at least signs them where they show say a government, now a good government, for example, or for say a government they on the right path. But explain, because one thing where Sierra Leoneans then they find difficult now. They say the human being is very it's unpredictable. When them politicians then come, they want power, then they talk all kinds sweet thing. But how you go know say them wire therefore can deliver? How you go able to pick out dandy? Do you get any strategy for that?
Yeah, one of the strategies where I can always share my experience at the social media is for we go there in a better and convenient pathway for ask questions. For write manifesto, it's very simple. I can write manifesto just now, also. Waiting I want for let the people if now I want to include them in manifesto, I can do them in less than half an hour and produce them. But beyond the manifesto, there comes the examination, the thorough analysis, and the critique. For let people and go able to ask questions. For instance, if in a manifesto, I can put say they can give free and quality education. Not to forgive the free and quality education really matter, but the sustainability of that. You're there in a position for sustain that free. Because the word free and quality is something where it be say, I can analyze them over 10,000 times if I want to analyze that specific, these two words, free and quality. You're there in a means, you're there in a position, you get the resources where it takes for prepare the lecturers, them, for instance, for pay them on time. The material what the students they need for the use from time to time at school. You get the sustainability aspects where you're going for provide them material and they, at any given time where restriction not for there, what side the resources stay? How far you don't ready for implement that resources stay, and how you intend for sustain that so that the free and quality education will continue for be a progressive and delivery aspect. If you not ask question, then obviously you don't get before no. I able for examine politicians to them the manifestos they write. For instance, again, they give another example. Let's say that I built a manifesto now, then I put say and they go build Rugie Bridge. So now, if you tell me now through your manifesto say they go build Rugie Bridge, I go look at that way they in an objective manner. They try to think beyond reasonable doubt. For make I go able to see, well, okay, how much you gonna get for cost for building Rugie Bridge? This is just an example why they give. The cost where you gonna get for take for building Rugie Bridge. Where I don't know the amount where you gonna get for take for building Rugie Bridge, I will now examine if you build a Rugie Bridge, then how many cars them or what we get in Sierra Leone. For let you go able to pull the money at a given time. How many years will people then go subjected for the pay that money day? And when I look at the years where the people will get for subject themselves for pay that money day, then I will get for analyze and ask myself for the question. If it, for instance, you don't build the Rugie Bridge, you get for take 20 years for pay that Rugie Bridge day. I go see now with people who don't subject themselves through the taxpayers or through the people where the drivers the way they use the Rugie Bridge. How many years you will get for take them 20 years? How that will get for inconvenience? Can they afford it? Then go able for afford for the pay that money there, or then go use another method for avoid crossing the Rugie Bridge. If there are another method where go be cheaper method, where they will get for use for avoid crossing the Rugie Bridge, then obviously the Rugie Bridge is worthless for make them go put them in that circumstance. So I look at the cost, I look at the affordability, I look at the service users, them who get for use the service. Do they have a reasonable method or reasonable route where they will get for use for avoid paying the Rugie Bridge? If yes, then there is no need. Or however, if the money they will get for pay is affordable, then all of them things that I will get for critical and all them things they need. But now can't just tell me numbers I build Rugie Bridge where you vote for me without a no critique your question.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
How they go able for manage or know how to ask question? Now that we can for prepare their minds them.
Okay.
How to ask the necessary question at the time where them politicians are and they go facing them.
Okay, sure, but in this what would they face and what would they see right now? The politicians then they gather people them say, okay, we wanna go na so field or we wanna go na a designated area. People then park, the politicians then come, music play first, they all dance, so all man go be carried away. Then can't tell una say would they build society, would they do this, would they do that? No session, no day for say, okay, people then they ask questions. So what do you go say about that? Because you will not ever see who side people and they ask questions during campaign time. Now the politicians and they come, it's like then they can lecture. Tell you say, would they do this, would they do that? So how you feel say people and go able really like, okay, for able ask question and for able know say, okay, they were they talk through, then go achievable or not. What I take on that?
Well, we use the platform of sensitization. Because unless you get the information accurately at the time where you desperately need that information, therefore make an informed decision, then obviously you're not going to do that. But if you get people like our organization where they sensitize them, for make them go ask the appropriate question at the time where them politicians they go meet them, try to convince them, then they're not going to be able to do that. But if we provide the platform like how they provide us, so I believe say they're going to be in a better position for make that decision.
Yeah, but what you try for say the platform? Okay, we can provide the platform, but now the other side of the bargain, the politicians they know they give them chance for ask questions. I don't know if you get what you try for say.
Yes,
Now during rally, they ever see people and they ask questions.
Okay.
What they see now something like a lectures like. So even not even because lectures at least they get time session for ask question. But yeah, they see then just they can't tell you say they do that. All man clap and holler. Nobody know they ask question, and in fact that know they part of the program. So how you feel say that then thing that they go be effective? How you feel say people are now go able for even say okay now they were they talk through or they were they lie by the answering question if there is no way for ask questions?
If there is no way for ask question, then we should be guided by the action of the past politicians. Then, for instance, I use an example. This is just an example I want to use. I'm not for let anybody misconstrued my statement here. So I want to use the two most famous parties them in Sierra Leone, APC and SLPP, because they are the most famous party them now in Sierra Leone, excluding the other small parties.
Now they don't they in power anyway since we get independent. So
right. So if me, I refer to myself as a layman, yes, I'm not in any better position for ask questions. So ask the politicians then question. But the past and the present experience where maybe I get from the APC and the SLPP for able to guide me for make the appropriate decision. APC don't rule for 10 years under an ESCOMA in governance aspects for 10 years. So if me, now me then are the people in position, I don't know how to ask the question, I don't know how for structure the question, or maybe I not get what it takes.
It's not even about know how to ask questions.
Yes.
It's about the platform is not there during when they talk about the manifesto.
Yes. So well, there comes the present and the past governance.
Mm-hmm.
If in a middle and their own position, I go compare. During the time where APC been there, what's not the cost of living? And when SLPP come into the governance system, what's not the cost of living? Because the cost of living for able to guide the people them for make the right choice, the right decision. If during the APC time, the cost of living was manageable, and during the cost of living now for the SLPP is very challenging, through the present and the past government, the people have for use the idea that they for make decisions, for let them vote for the appropriate person who will for deliver. However, on the other hand, if you don't feel say during the governance system of SLPP is more better manageable in terms of the cost of living, in terms of the rule of law, how they deal with the rule of law when I talk about the 8 characteristics of good governance, how they deal with the participatory aspect, how they deal with the inclusive aspect. Because all of those things are things that what they do, what would they look at? When the SLPP there in governance system, how they manage the opposition party, how they deal with the opposition party, are they inclusive in their decision making? Are they inclusive within the opposition parties? Are they open? Are they transparent?
Well, but critics then go argue. You say, mean say because they know go base your decision on whether they are inclusive or not. After all, they will tell you say, now you see beaucoup factors then they come especially external factors like some global crisis make maybe the economy now stronger past the last one. So then say no, well, I mean, we not go judge we based on this because of this external factor. What do you go tell people them on that?
Well, a good governance. I add this again. A good governance go therefore prepare for the unpredictable situation or circumstance. Because otherwise, obviously, we will continue for point fingers at any crisis where come now, we lapse them. But good governance system, they always prepare for the unpredictable situation and or circumstances, how they go there for deal with them. They come with to do with the good management system. If your management system, your resources management system is very weak, then obviously when the unpredictable circumstances come na your own governance system, you cannot manage it. But if your finance aspect is manageable and they're under the control of people the way they're supposed to deal with that, when they go there in a better situation for give account of that management resources, then obviously any unpredictable circumstances will come, government will try very hard for deal with that and for look at the needs.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me
bring a situation whereby, like for instance,
let me just let me just bring you.
Yes, when coronavirus don't come, if a good governance system where we consider the lay people, where they consider the need of the service, where go become critical, where go able to forget a good assessment system, which side they go focus? They focus on the need than the wants. If you're not able to focus on the need, then you want to go focus on the want. That's just the many things that go wrong.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me just come. Hold on. Let me just come. Thank you very much for that. I just still want to bring you, because now we dey try for educate people, them Sierra Leoneans, them on how them for able for evaluate between the two. Let's say because now we get just two system under the APC and under the SLPP. But now, like you say, okay, then we able for do then for able or for they in a better position for compare and contrast. But now what we don't see, like excuses. There why they say, no, we meet this system, and now because of this make things then stronger now. Under the past government back, we been see other excuses. So how you go able to reconcile that in then difficult situation in the how you think say somebody go able to take an informed and rational decision?
Thank you very much. It's a very, very important question where you don't ask me so. Any government will focus on blaming game, that government they don't lose priority. It don't lose focus. Government is a continuation of services. What's how you stop? If you say what's how you stop, there is benefits for the people and the nation. I will continue there. You're not going to start to build hospital, for example. Then when you come in the governance system, and now for making them talk, say, now SLPP, now then build this school. When APC come, they try for eradicate that school day. All in the name of, oh, if we continue with them, then we'll talk, say, now SLPP, now then start them. APC not go there for the build good gold. When SLPP come, they try for marginalize or for try for dismantle that road day. All in the name of, I hate APC. And now for see anything where APC doing a development team. Any party, any governance system where they in Sierra Leone or anywhere where focus on blaming game, that government they don't lose priority, don't lose focus, they don't know what they do. Once more, government is a continuation of services. You don't do, you don't pass. How me they kind of how we structure the system? How I go want for left me name na the history? What's how I want for see Sierra Leone? How I want for manage me people them? But if I say where I come and they begin to point fingers at everywhere, obviously they look for take that country they further. So it's a continuation of services.
Yeah, so in this situation now, what do you go advise or what in Sierra Leoneans them amidst of all these argument and counter argument? Say, okay, we meet this, we meet Dande, or they were back say, no, now do this from there. Because now are the Yeri people in the talk about even from Albert Magai in time, what do you mean they happen? So just for confused voters. Okay, tell you say no, the country will not begin stronger from so time and so time. So amidst this confusion, what do you feel say Sierra Leoneans them for look for in order for make that decision? Now that's how they try for say. What in Sierra Leoneans them for look for amidst all these argument and counter argument in order for them to choose to make an informed and very nice choice for in these elections?
Well, history they guide us through. But if we particularly focus on history alone and forget about the future, then obviously we'll continue to go behind from time to time. Yes, despite waiting people and they talk about what's up with the past government or whatever it is in the Republic of Sierra Leone. If you not say you know they're in any better position for deliver, no go into the governance system. But for the mere fact that you don't ready for look at all the problem when you meet in Sierra Leone, you say, now me are the best person, now me are the best candidate for can address the problem there. Now me are the best candidates we understand the problem then as alone and we get solution for that. Then you don't able to gain the people and trust and confidence. Say you are the best candidates. We know the problem of the Republic of Sierra Leone and you get the solution for that. So when I don't give you that mantle of leadership for there, you were able for can now for can produce, for can now for can resolve them problems and they as promised previously in your campaign, then why can I begin to give excuses? You begin to give point fingers to other people then they don't vote for the wrong candidate. And the only side where they go able for hold on to their politicians there, make them hold them about their own past. There comes the accountability in the governance system. For instance, the SLPP don't rule for 5 years. With everything, all the services that they don't deliver for the 5 years, they're not able to give accountable for all what happen in Sierra Leone. Then they talk say, and they go begin to put blame for APC or put blame for C4C or put blame for NGC. I believe that the Sierra Leoneans, they oblige for put them, for let them hold them into action about what will happen. So again, but if you not look at the history, you just focus on the future or the present, then obviously you're not able to make an informed decision. You're not able to make an informed choice. The only side which I go for make an informed decision or an informed choice, there comes to do with the assessment, risk assessment. Because if we not compare APC, the services of APC and SLPP services, then how we able to make the informed choice? Let's take, for example, or for instance, you know, they're in any better position for ask politician question. Now, let's assume, say, with the people are not there in better position for ask politician question. Now, and they go, maybe they give them bags of rice, give them money. But again, that money when they give you, if you're able to sustain it for the next 5 years, if you go vote for the wrong candidate, then t-shirts the one they give you, then bags of rice the one they give you. If you're able to sustain una for 5 years, if you go vote for the wrong candidates, but if you look at the past, you look at the future, you look at the present situation, definitely you're going to make decision from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Fambule muna we watch the den and now this na Saiku John and I deal with Sister Rugie, CEO of the Advocate for Good Governance in Sierra Leone. Una don't listen and una don't hear waiting is say una in order for make una take an very good decisions, make una make a very like nice choice, for example, between them political parties here. Una get for check the past, una analyze the present, and you guess what will happen like based on the manifestos about the future. Then from there you go able to make an informed decision. So Fambulem una hold this point here. Sister Rugie, and we understand say in the past you don't go engage youth then at the country about like not engage for make them not engage in violence, talk to them about peace. So you can look for true light on that.
Well, I visited Sierra Leone twice last year, and most of my trip I spent on the districts them, not in the city as well. I was able to visit about 6 districts them, Nasalon. That was last year. And this year, I don't go back once. No, I go 3 times last year. I don't go once this year. So throughout my visits in Sierra Leone, although sometimes I get invitation for going to television, for go talk to people them, I get invitation for going to radio, for go talk to people them, I still say that's not be enough. The only thing where I go able to capture the minds of the people them or the minds of the youth them, now for I engage them directly. And there comes the situation whereby I received so many invitations for visits from one district to another. And I'm able to engage the youth them, for talk to them about violence, for let them know say violence not the answer to forget an effective or democratic election. Violence not to the answer for where we go move the country forward. Violence not to in at the answer for where we go get the candidates where go able for read through the mirror and see the problems that will particularly then as will require urgent attention and will require in-depth ideas and skills for me to resolve those problems. Violence not able for resolve that. The only way we're able to come together for how we work together in Sierra Leone, for how we go get a peaceful election, now for how we do this one where they can also. First of all, ask yourself question. If you don't structure your thinking to the for SLPP, or you don't structure your thinking or your devotion for APC, if you go wrong, vote for the wrong person or create violence for let you go just able for disrupt a peaceful and democratic election, then if they say the wrong person come back into the governance system. If bag of rice and they sell at 1 million euros, you want to tell me, so when you go in a shop, the person where they sell the rest, you go ask you first, hang on a minute. Which party have you been vote for? You say, well, I vote for SLPP. So okay, now 400,000 euros, go sell on you. Which party have you been vote for? I vote for APC. Well, now 1 million euros, go sell on. No, they're not going to ask you. If a bag of rice don't go 1 million loans, 1 million loans, and now regardless of which party we vote for, now 1 million loans. So there comes again to the violence aspect. Lord, we say no to violence. Lord, we say no to atrocity. Lord, we say no for fighting one another. Lord, we say no for breaking the ballot box system. Lord, we say no for trick one another because in order to take we anywhere. The only thing we'll go able for take we country forward, let you put Salon first. If you put Salon first, you put with people first rather than put the party where you they support first, or rather than put the party where you they support. If you say important past the lives of the Republic of Sierra Leoneans, then obviously when they go no side. Put Salon first and sit down and realize there is no place like home. If atrocity or calamity go na Salon or we get war there, then politicians they own they kill on ourselves for they all they come abroad. We can't enjoy together. Then they left on Salon, they suffer 24 hours. Now they get any solution and they get any answer from anybody else.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I hope and I believe people in the listen and not only to listen, then go learn from what you dey talk so. Because like you don't talk one thing, say if something happen, bad thing happen, let's say fet happen, then politicians then get the opportunity for left the country. Some man get passport, UK passport, US passport, different countries then just they buy ticket and come. So Fambul, you where they listen, you where they salon, you young man, you for pay attention. So Sister Rugie, now you dey follow wetin dey happen na salon. You know the election, you don't I believe say you dey follow the trend, the campaign. Wetin na you take?
Well, me, what I believe is power comes and goes. I'm pretty sure about that. And for the past 2 years, I've been to talk about power comes and goes. You're there in the governance system, you occupy an authority seat. You know, go there forever and ever. All waiting, and now for predict the outcome of the election, and now for predict anything based on waiting they happen as alone. But all I can say is that any party will win, where they back or will come back in the governance system, we just accept say now the will of God and move forward and know how they come together, give with ideas, them with knowledge and with experiences them, how they put them together for now we have an inclusive government. I am for predict the election, but now for let people mistruth me answer now. But all I can say, let me not get 100% hope. Says it's 100% me party go win. All I can say is that any party will come into the governance system, Lord will accept them as it is and accept it is the will of God.
Okay, thank you very much for that. You really know one for make somebody misquote you or misunderstand you. Thank you for that. But again, I still like for take you into the elections because I want for me to talk about them proper. Would they see politicians them like this is something like do or die? You dey see how man dem desperate. We dey see people dem really, really like very, very aggressive. So like what you say, so then they use young man them, give them drugs and all that thing. I remember the last time, I believe say you been they talk about this kush.
Yeah.
I believe say like that kush taking. It is now one of the factors them we like make we young man they destroy society. And I believe say right now, if the people and young man they know they in a good frame like state of mind, then can be easily used by politicians. So what you go tell then vulnerable youth here where politicians then can want for misuse during elections time?
Well, if politician come to you, he can't give you money, say go kill somebody or go hurt somebody or go take the money. If na me then at the situation, I go take the money. But no, I not go do what you ask me for do. Everybody, we all God give you knowledge, He give you skills and understanding in a different category. But how you go allow yourself for let politician use you, and when you don't get what you want, it dump you. You know they ever get access for even saying hello to them. If they pass by, you want to go close to them. The security themselves for the day, the convoy the way they there behind and they go almost want to go kill you. So does it necessary for them to go kill yourself for that politician? Eh? Maybe. Because as I say, I don't get the statistics. And I for say something where I don't get the figure, I don't get the statistics, so I don't get for refer to. So that if people ask me questions, I go for back myself by giving them references. But this is just an assumption. If politicians then don't they use with people them nas alone, the youth them nas alone for their own benefits or for satisfy their own selfish desire or political desire. All the one the way them in don't pay for go cause atrocity. When that politician they become successful, they're in the governance system, in the authority seats, how you don't change your condition? How you don't help you for structure your life? How you don't help you for structure your own life with your family life? What you don't do for you, when you say whether that politician they still occupy that city or not, you go continue for live and survive in what you don't do for you. Take with your family them with your generation to come. I want to ask una self question. When I probably them don't go pay una for go cause atrocity or for go do anything bad. After the mission, when the mission has been completed, what in the position of that politician they put you? How you don't change your life? Because change your life not means say when I'm going to give 5 million or 10 million loans, you don't go complete the mission what the politician asks you for. Then that 10 million, you have no business again with the politician because that 10 million where you don't even close the door because the mission where you don't go put so you don't complete that mission there. That 10 million loans they still get them for the next 5 years. How that 10 million loans they don't change your life? How you don't change your family life? How you don't put you in a position whereby you don't feel comfortable for the next how many years? So it is completely useless for allow yourself for let politicians use una. Yes, I been get invitation where I go na AYV for go talk about the kush business and so on. So I able to address that issue there. If a politician not get nothing meaningful for give you skills, what you be say that skill say you able to live with her for the rest of your life. For put you some side or give you money for do business. Why I say money for do business, not to like 2 million, 20 million, 30 million. No, that's not a business. But for let you give money, where you go for, but maybe go for them in a better position for do international business because not to everybody here they come for can do skills. But some people and they not go to school, but they get the common sense. If you give them business money, then go there, they take that business there, you go turn them, you go change their lives them with generation to come. Others then get the brain for go back to university. How that politicians they don't able for try for give the skills where go for benefit for the rest of your life. It just abandon you as soon as the mission is completed. When I ask yourself that question, then I don't done the mission. What else? Nothing beyond that. So do you not allow yourself for let politician to use una? Una not allow yourself for let politician go give una push. Una take them, then una begin to lead in a reckless life where we say I don't even know whether una in this world or another in this world. All in the name of they want for use now for benefit themselves. They never ever do unto them picking them. They never ever do unto their wives them. They never ever do that to their family them because they treasure and value their family them. But when they not treasure and value their lives them, if they encourage you for let una go take push or for go pay una money for let una go do anything bad, una they do them under una your own detriment.
Thank you so much for that clear message. I hope say people them, young man them, the yeri I hope say they go understand, and I pray that they work with what you they tell them. Okay, Sister Rugie, we get two things them. We get youth them, where politicians them they hire for go cause trouble. Where now them people and they you don't address. We get another category of people where they were na political fanatics. If you tell you say me na APC are born, na they are the die. Whether APC do bad, whether APC succeed or fail, they no care. SLPP back the same thing. Then get fanatics them. Whether SLPP blunder, they no blunder, they no care. As then make it just be say no more na them party did. So you dey find out say at times you dey wonder, okay, you dey see something where it glaring, it clear. You dey see somebody really they suffer under a particular system. But the way they talk, as long as na your own party dey na power, you dey surprise wait oh hello. Now this person really they suffer. You understand? So what you go tell them kind mortal man in there? Then they will compatriot because they now with people them back at the same time. What you go tell them kind political fanatics then they?
Well, Mickey always refer to them as blind supporters. When somebody blind, you don't know whether this now red or now pink or now white, because you're blind, you don't get the vision for see through the problem. So for the mere fact that you're not able to get the vision for see through the mirror for see the problems, for say the party where they support so they don't lost track. The party where they support, you don't disappoint the nation. The party where they support, you don't get anything where you deliver. The party where support, it don't get a disgrace to society. You still did it conveniently, they support that party day. It means that you are a complete blind supporter. Me, I can always refer to them as blind supporter. They know the left, and people in the way gets them. To be honest with you, nothing not going for change them. All waiting going for change them, when they go continue for so far from their own generation, turn to the next generation, for them behind them. Because then they always continue for so far. Then they get any meaningful things for do. Because if you're not able to critique your party, you're not able to know whether your party, it don't disappoint the nation. Your party don't become a failure, things fall apart. Your party not get nothing what it takes for take the mantle of leadership forward. Your party not get anything what it takes. When they go for points at development, say now this we don't do, now this we don't do. One of the supporters they go feel so proud of that party day. When it comes to points at things the own party don't do, one of the supporters will now go help the politicians, the owner, the supporter owner vote for points at so many things then. If you not get anything for points at, but una still don't want to support that party day, you are a loser and a complete failure.
Yeah, but what are they saying now? Voting like because you know somebody who is more or less an expert in good governance and you talk on so many issues. So then kind people in there again, maybe through you and your skills, you go able to influence them for say, okay, you know what? I'd listen to Sister Rugie now one program. It talks something, make a follow that method deba. So then they go change. So whose advice you get for then kind people in there?
Before ever una they challenge people them na social media, before una they continue for kill una self by una party that way probably don't fail una, before una they continue for cause chaos na social media for una party when they do anything but nothing but just a failure, I want una take a quiet zone, then call them reflection, Gibbs reflection. In the nursing aspect, we call them Gibbs reflection. Even if you know use Gibbs reflection, but una sit down, una ask una self question. Una examine una self, una the voters them. Una ask una self question, okay, what APC can have power? What you don't do for the people them? How you don't structure the country? Who's that emit salon? And who's that you don't take salon next? It takes salon forward or it takes salon backward? Now make I can always talk say, when you want for compare and make decision, think about the history, the past, the future, and the present. From there, you go for make a constructive decision. So una ask yourself, una go now una corner zone step, una the supporters of APC or supporters of SLPP, una they kill una self for una party. When we say if una party go before it produce, you not produce, you fail the nation, and still they kill una self. Una ask una self question. When we party there in the governance system, what you don't do for the nation? When we party there in the governance system, who side be meets the country? When we party there in the governance system, who side it don't take salon? What's development what it don't take? Me party na inclusive party. It include other parties them for make them go develop the country. Me party na racist party. It just a focus on tribal sentiment. Me party na violence party. We don't kill, we don't cause so much atrocity. Ask yourself question. The truth is very difficult for talk. But when you decide for ask yourself question, you get an answer. So when I evaluate, when I examine when I your own party, what it don't do. From there, when they get an answer, whether when they continue for support, for kill on yourself, or when I go restructure, when I bring them and move forward.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Fumble them now, then and now. Una we the watch the then and now program, the usual program where we can do almost every day with the interview stakeholders them on issues, national issues about Sierra Leone, especially when Sierra Leoneans them they can go into election for select new leaders for the next 5 years. So with me at the studio here, I guess Sister Rugie, when are the CEO of Advocate for Good Governance. We'll not get much time again left, but like Sister Rugie,
Yeah.
we see again politicians, them for example, like really they not get much for offer, like I be tell you, but they're ready, for pump money. You understand? And they give people the money during this time, then they fool people them. And you they see say some man they tell you say, okay, I know say na me party they na power. I know say we don't fail, but do ya but una vote for them back. What you go tell them kind people in there?
Well, honestly speaking, I make it the blind leads the blind. In the Republic of Sierra Leone, for now, people are not need for tell you which party they vote for. If you sit down and look at the whole system, you're for there in a better position for make up a decision where not to influence decision. Under the influence of push for make up, they under the influence of pressure for make up, they under the influence of alcohol, but you do them conscientiously. You use your mind, you look at everything waiting there in a salon, and you ask yourself question, shall I vote for SLPP? If the answer is yes, vote for SLPP. Shall I vote for APC? If the answer is yes, vote for APC. But if una sit down politician and go full una again, una never for look at the reality, then una make the comparison between the SLPP and the APC. For let una know who's how una they stand, then I wish una nothing but the best.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Another thing again before we go, would you see? Well, people them always suppose for be neutral. Let's say the chiefs them. Would you see some people them some of us Sierra Leoneans, brothers and sisters, like now somebody they can tell them say, you know what, vote for this person. You understand?
Yeah.
Or paramount chief or tribal heads or these you they see them they declare for political parties them or for candidates them. Why like then they use their influence for make Sierra Leoneans, that ordinary voter, make them vote for a particular individual. What in now your message? How you see that kind of behavior from the leaders?
Well, actually, it is rather unfortunate if the leaders themselves were supposed to be an example to the nation, then decide for take that cheap platform there. It's rather unfortunate. But however, anybody will come across that pathway there, where the stakeholders, for example, the chief them or any paramount chief or anybody else where hold position, we go meet you, we go give you money, say vote for SLPP, vote for APC. You don't do now your own analysis. You don't see between the two parties which one way you go favor. If he give you the money, una eat them. Me, if I say go na salon person go give me money, I go eat them. Why you go for go vote? Now you and God. Now una there no more na that ballot box there. You never go tell the chief say, hey, okay, I don't go vote for SLPP or I don't vote for APC. Una take the money, una eat them. When the time reach for vote, una go for go vote, una vote for the one them. The candidate who una mind tell una say now the best. Now you go for take the country forward. But una take the money and una eat them, when una go for go vote, una vote wisely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sister Rugi. Fambulem na the then and now media empire. Una the watch this program where we can always carry out here. We can interview people and we talk about national issues back home. But also, Sister Rugie, it's not only about them people they are giving money to voters. We dey see again some chiefdom actually then they threaten, say if we certain political party get any amount of vote in this area, yeah, under me own chiefdom or this section, una like I go deal with una. Some people then go end up for panic, then they afraid. So how you go reconcile that? How you go view that kind behavior there and good governance? How it dey work?
Well, what's how would they get a good democratic government? That's not supposed to be, because it is against the law. A democracy simply means that give the people the choice for make their own decision without compromising the decision, without standing on their neck, without take cutlass put them before them. Any chief or anybody where they in any government position where council now begin to threaten una, then I don't begin compromise democracy. What's in a democracy? That explain to you small what's in a democracy. Democracy simply means they give you convenient pathway, convenient platform for let you go choose your leader without nobody not suppress, without nobody not tell you who you go vote for. Because good democracy starts from the ballot paper. It starts from the preparation of the election. If any malpractice done there within the preparation of the election itself, then the good democracy don't begin a compromise. It's no longer a democratic government. A good democracy, then for allow una say what una want for say, as long as what una they say, you not go kill somebody else. Good democracy include freedom of speech. Good democracy include a justice free and fair justice system. Good democracy include free will of making your own choice. If in something like that happen, na lawsuits, na go kill that chief day. But even at that, even if not so, but any how they get a good democratic government, that's not supposed to be. However, them threaten una not talk, because if una talk, una feel some lives go be at risk, una not talk. When they go for go vote, that chief not go for go with you, so they vote. That chief not go for go with in cutlass or in gun for go see who they vote for. When they give the ballot paper for go vote, then the phone and so then give una. Then I'm sure private room go there or sometimes they put curtains them. When are you one day they go inside with the ballot paper what they give you. If you go school, you can use pen for vote. If you not go school, you can use your thumb. You look at the party, make sure say una familiarize yourself with una party where una they vote for. We not say SLPP na get the palm tree, APC na get the sun. If na SLPP you want for vote for, you don't open your ballot paper, you see the palm tree, you not go school, just thumbprint there. If na APC you want for vote for na red, na then get the sun, you thumbprint. That chief not go for go there with you, so the vote. Not talk to the chief, just say yes, sir. Anything I tell you, say yes, sir. If you give the money, say thank you, sir. I go vote for who I want, sir. But when you go on and that ballot box, the chief not go for there with you. Vote for who I want vote for. When you come, tell the chief, say yes, sir. Now yes, sir, people vote for. Yes, sir, now APC I vote for. That's all. No need not for like quarrel with them. No need not for like una feel intimidated. Do as you say. If the chief say if you don't do this, I go kill you. Now go say yes, sir. I go vote. Where you go? Now you paper with you God. Vote for somebody else. We're able for deal with the mantle of leadership. We're going for take that country forward. We're going able for make sure say Salon becomes a better place for live. Vote for that person. The chief not going to go with you. Anytime you say yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I will.
Okay, thank you so much. This is a very, very positive message, and I believe a very Sierra Leoneans them go welcome this information where you don't give so, and I believe say then you message then they get for go viral. That I not get doubts in that. So lastly, because we not get much time now, only 1 minute to get. So what do you go say before you left way?
Miss Sierra Leoneans, me respectable. Remember, I can pass me social media message. Good morning, good evening, my dear respectable of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Some of them are sabi the voice. I don't need to introduce myself again. When I remember, said there is no place like home. Even we are there abroad, me, I'm personally proud for being Sierra Leonean. And no matter the many years I don't spend abroad, and no matter how I don't establish my year, now I make all the time we're going as alone, 70% of the spend in their villages them. As I many people are at the villages, them more than the one other at the city. For that, I tell them, say, we all now Sierra Leone, we all now one. I want to know say there is no place like home. We go only able for go back in Sierra Leone if we will not give we the platform, the opportunity for no go back. How we go able for do them? Let me say no to violence. Let me say no to atrocity. Let me say no to killing. Let me say no to anything where they take Salon backward instead of forward. If we now all come together with we all then for make Salon, so God, me go be one of the person who go pack meetings and go back na Salon. Once again, there is no place like home. Now we vote for the person, the candidates will know the problem of the Republic of Sierra Leone and will get the solution for vote for them. No vote because of party color. Vote for the interest of the Republic of Sierra Leone and vote for the future with generation that will go for come. Now we think about them. Any decision we have for taking now inside this election, think about yourself, think about your family, and think about the one that will go for come next. Because with the decision we'll go for taking now either for save them tomorrow, either for put them for everlasting oppression if we do the wrong decision. Vote and vote wisely. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone and God bless you all.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister Rugie. As it don't end in statement, he say una vote and una vote wisely. So now so we end this program for today. Hopefully we forget Sister Rugie back. Maybe when the election get closer, but we go let una know. So family them now so they end the program. So I tell una all thank you for join we, and then we ask una for share this link and for make una forward them video ya worldwide for make them go viral so that people them go able get this message. So until then, Nami Saiku John, they say goodbye.